Good morning, Ekoji. Welcome to our Sunday morning service. My name is Ed Sands, and I will be your service chair today. We are grateful for your presence. Today's service is being live streamed on Zoom and YouTube. If you're new to Ekoji, you will find in the back of each seat pocket this laminated guide, which will help you through the service and answer many questions you may have regarding the service order, as well as the history and the essentials of Shin Buddhism. Our main priority is keeping our Sangha a safe place to hear the Dharma. And although we are very happy to see each other, please be mindful of others' comfort levels in terms of social distancing. Please keep in mind the following policies. Please keep your masks on at all times. Thank you for understanding. On the Nanjing today is our resident minister, Reverend Mariaki Hayashi. Joining him is Reverend Ryan Nagata from Buko Dendo Kyokai. Also on the Nanjing is Minister's Assistant Eric Ishii and Rob Fike, as well as Certified Assistant Bob Shibokachi and Lay Leader Molly Kuramoto. Now it is time for meditation and recitation of the Nibbutsu.
Meditation provides the cause that prepares our minds to receive the Dharma, the Buddha's teaching. Please place your hands on your lap. Lower your head slightly and release tension for meditation. 南無阿弥陀仏。南無阿弥陀仏。南無阿弥陀仏。南無阿弥陀仏。南無阿弥陀仏。南無阿弥陀仏。
Please find the laminated sheet in each service book, which is in the back of each seat pocket. And we will now sing the Vandana Tisarana, the three refuges. Please rise. Please be seated. Please turn to page 49 in the service book, and we will now chant the Juni Rai. This morning, the Dharma message will be given by Hayashi Sensei.
No. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Sunday Dharma service. So as many of you know, I will be leaving this area and I'll be moving to Denver. And so, I was talking with my wife and we realized that even though we're in this Washington, D.C. area, we realized that there's so much places that we didn't go, we have not been to. So, we're kind of rushing ourselves and, going to DC and back and forth. So, we went to see the White House, of course. And then, the National History Museum, the Postal Museum, and other, museum. We skipped the Spy Museum because they charge money for that. So, we're trying to experience as much as we can. And, besides Washington, D.C., I've been here for 7 years, but there's, still one thing I'm not really sure, whether it's Wegmans or Wegmans. So my Japanese friends, they keep saying Wegmans, and I'm like, that sounds so funny, I think it's Wegmans. I hope it is Wegmans, right? Okay, yeah. It's, it's so icky, it's like, Wegmans, So in any case, the other day, myself and my family went to the Library of Congress for the very first time, and it was such an amazing experience. I always wanted to go there, but I didn't have a chance. The architecture was beautiful, the stained glasses, and I also got to see the main reading room, where they shot the film, National Treasure. And as you may know, at the Library of Congress, anyone can apply to become a researcher and use the main reading room, where they can access all the treasures of the Library of Congress. Anyone can access. In addition, anyone can sit at the circle table in the center of the room, so that they are all equal, like the kings in King Arthur's Round Table. These things gave me a real sense of democracy, and especially of the equality that America seeks so much. Our denomination of Shin Buddhism also believes in equality. The historical Buddha Shakyamuni stated when he realized the universal truth that all life is equal. He taught all life is equal. In addition, Shindan, the founder of our denomination of Shin Buddhism, developed Shin Buddhism to be accessible to ordinary people, and not just to the powerful and the elite, as other earlier Buddhist sects had done. This is clear in the emphasis in the Nembutsu, which is, to recite Namo Amida Butsu, which is in this center scroll, Namo Amida Butsu, 6 characters. If saying the Nembutsu was enough, then anyone in any class can do it. There's no requirements for us as we follow the Shin Buddhist path, like, they leave the secular world, enter a monastery, memorize all the sutras, or reading Sanskrit or Pali language. There's no requirements. However, if Shin Buddhism is no different from America in the value placed on equality, it speaks in a different way. Shin Buddhism seeks equality through self-awareness, being aware of yourself. Shin Buddhism understands well of our nature that, we tend to see a problem in others, and we avoid looking to ourselves. Everybody knows people who vote against war and for world peace, but when they go home, they fight with their spouse and they tell their kids unreasonable things. Shin Buddhism sees those small fights in our everyday life as no different from the wars they are protesting, because in both cases, the mindset is the same. I'm right and others are wrong. And you're not considering how you can be wrong and others can be right. What we need to do is to be aware that you might be wrong and others might be right, that we are all imperfect. We are all imperfect. So there is no essential difference between you and others. There is no essential differences. For that reason, we are all equal. Whether you're a scholar, whether you're a doctor, whether you're a lawyer, whether you work for the government, whether you're a Buddhist minister, we are all equal because we are all imperfect. There is no essential difference. That is why Shin Buddhism teaches how equality comes from self-awareness, which comes from self-reflection. Now, you may think that this idea came from Shinran, since he is the founder of Shin Buddhism. But Shinran studied under his teacher, Honen, who studied under Shandao, the great Chinese thinker, who also studied under his teacher, and it goes far back in time to the historical Buddha, Shakyamuni. But even Shakyamuni, who founded Buddhism, all the people he encountered in his life and all the experiences led him to enlightenment. So even he himself was the end of the long tradition. When you think about how Shinran's thoughts were based on so many earlier thinkers back to Shakyamuni, and how Shakyamuni's thought were in turn was based on so many others, then the total number of thoughts that led to Shinran's thought is almost beyond our imagination. Shinran's thought is the result of thousands of people before him. But those thoughts would not have survived if they have not been written in the books. That's what I saw at the Library of Congress. And so it is with us. When we hear about Shin Buddhism, we are not only receiving Shinran's thoughts, but the thoughts of thousands of others as well. Because this is the case, any thoughts in Shin Buddhism that we might have are embedded to those prior thoughts of thousands of people. Therefore, we are not the sole creators of these thoughts. We are never. That is to say, we do not produce these thoughts only by our self-power. There's also at work the power of others as well in the past. I think this is a good way to think about the Shin Buddhist notion of self-power and other power, or the power beyond the self. So, this is like a little doctrinal teaching that we often talk in Shin Buddhism. So doctrinally, self-power is understood as relying on yourself fully in order to attain enlightenment, whereas other power is relying on something outside of yourself. That outside power in the teaching of Shin Buddhism is Amida Buddha. So in Shin Buddhism, we say that enlightenment that all Buddhists seek is not something we try to attain or achieve, but something we receive. So enlightenment is not something to achieve, but something to receive. The largest sutra, which is a sutra fundamental to Shin Buddhism, speaks of a bodhisattva named Dharmakara vowing to become a Buddha to make enlightenment possible to all sentient beings. After innumerable time of practice and meditation, according to this large sutra, Dharmakara Bodhisattva became a Buddha named Amida. For this reason, enlightenment is guaranteed to all, and we but only need to realize this truth. So this is just my personal thought, but I think Shin Buddhism is a religion of realization rather than a religion of faith. It's not putting faith, but it's more about realizing the truth. That is to say, no less in Shin Buddhism and thoughts and knowledge, realizing and receiving are key. Realizing and receiving are key. And it is when we receive upon realizing that gratitude follows. And in our tradition of Shin Buddhism, we express our gratitude by reciting the Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Please join me in Basho. By reciting the Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu, we are reminded what makes our individual lives even more meaningful. And we are also reminded the Dharma in times of need. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
It is now time for the ritual of Shoko, the burning of incense. This is a time to quietly contemplate and reflect on the impermanence of life. A Shoko involves throwing incense from a shared bowl, and we understand that individual comfort levels may differ. We offer this option to those who are comfortable doing so, but note that the ritual is not required. Dana is selfless giving and is used to support Ekoji's facilities, temple materials, our service folks, and important programs and activities. And there is a bowl on the table should you wish to donate. To Gacho is to place our palms together through a circle of beads and an enju, and is an expression of gratitude. By doing this, we welcome into ourselves the three treasures, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. There is an enju on each table should you wish to use one. If you're new and would like to participate but feel unsure about the steps involved, Molly and Eric, wearing ocases in the back, will be available to accompany you and walk you through the process. Please approach mindfully, and once finished, please return to your seat via the side aisles, where we have placed hand sanitizer on both the left and the right. Thank you. Reverend Hash, you will now lead us in closing meditation and recitation of the Nimbutu.
I'm on the go.
I'm on the go.
I'm on the go.
I'm on.
I'm on the go.
Well, we really only have two announcements. One, the Dharma discussion group will not occur today. However, the Zoom line will remain open and it will kind of migrate over to the Sushi Center because we're having a going away party for Sensei, Yukari, and Daichi. All are welcome and there's a lot of food, so please join us. Thank you.
I'm on the.
I'm on the go.
I'm on the.
I'm on the go. I'm on the go.
The food's waiting.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So, I use the. Life has been